Okay, so I again first recapitulate all this thing, and then I have started the area moment of inertia. Okay, so I think you all know the how to find out the centroid, right? You all know about that, right? Last 2 days I have given example on that, right or wrong? Reply anyone. Please reply anyone. Last day I have discussed with you, na, that how to find out the centroid of any line of any figure or any 2D curve like parabola or circle or any composite figures are there, right? Yesterday I just
Yes, yes,
already
sir.
discussed. Okay, so now today first try to understand okay, regarding the moment of inertia, regarding the moment of inertia, actually there have two types of inertia is there. One is area moment of inertia, moment of inertia. Another one is the mass moment of inertia. Hmm? Two things are there. So first try to understand what is the moment of inertia. Actually, the purpose of application of this is, suppose you have a wooden flange, for example. Hmm? You have a wooden flange. Suppose you apply a load here, huh? And this wooden flange is situated on a portion, and this portion is blank. So due to this load, tell me what happened. This will bend, right? Due to this load, this will bend like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But just think, but if we place, if we place these wooden flange in such a manner that that it is situated like this, just side that one, huh? And you put load here, is it possible to such type of bending for this case? Is it possible?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir. No.
No, right? So what it means actually, anyone have any idea what it means actually, why such thing is happened? Any idea? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, the reason behind that is, suppose you have put a axis here, na, suppose, and you have put similar axis for this, huh? Suppose you can put axis here. Okay, so let's take the cross section for both, huh? This is case A, for example A, this is case B, huh? For case A, suppose for case A, this is your cross section, means I am talking about this portion, eh? And I am talking about for B around this portion. And for B, consider this is your cross section. Okay. So if you put a axis here, then you can see more masses. hmm, the mass of this body more, that is far from this axis. Is it right? For this case it is far, this distance is high with respect to this distance, right? So it means more the distance of any cross section, it is more resistive to bend. It means it have the higher moment of inertia. Okay, it indicates the inertia. So when we try to find out the area moment of inertia, the more the magnitude, it means the more the resistance to bend. So for which purpose we apply the moment of area moment of inertia? To understand whether that cross section is able to resist in bending. Is it clear now? So to find out that, we have to use one formula for that. Along x-axis, it is, I already told you na this thing, along x-axis it is y square dA, and along y-axis it is integration of x square dA. These two we have to use, and for which case it is applicable? If, or we can say when the axis passes through centroid. Okay, it means this thing is applicable, this formula is applicable when suppose uh, for a triangle, you know na, for a triangle, where is the centroid? One third at h, right? This is if it is total h, so this is the h by 3. So if any axis passes through the centroid, that is called the centroidal axis. So if it is the centroidal axis, then only your moment of inertia formula, find out the moment of inertia, is area moment of inertia is x squared dA, and I of y, sorry, and I of x is integration of y square dA. Up to this,
Mhm.
anyone have any question? They can ask. Up to this, anyone have any question? They can ask. If anyone have any question, they can ask. No issue. So it means up to this, it is clear. Please reply anyone. Any query you can ask so that I can continue.
No, sir.
Is it clear up to this? Means just try to understand very minutely when we apply these two formula. If in question, hmm, if in question, if in, try to understand very minutely, if in question it is given or it is asked that find the moment of inertia for any centroidal axis, try to understand. If in question it is written find out the area moment of inertia for with respect to any centroidal axis. Centroidal axis means if an axis passes through the centroid of that body or that 2D figure. Clear? Now question is, what happen if this, what happen if this axis is not, suppose there is a, this is one third, this is already centroidal axis xc centroidal, yc centroidal. Okay, suppose now ask in question, find out the moment of inertia with respect to this axis, with respect to this axis. Suppose this is another axis system. Huh? This, you know, this is your centroid, and through this centroid passes a axis that is called centroidal axis. And for and to find out the area moment of inertia or second moment of inertia, we can simply apply this formula. But what happen if in question it is asked like that, find the second moment of inertia with respect to this axis? Can anyone tell me what formula we can use? What is that called? Anyone? I already discussed this thing when I just started this unit 2. Anyone remember or forgot totally? Hmm? If not remember, then tell me. No, sir, forgot. I again discuss.
No, sir, forgot.
Okay. Please try whatever I told. Na, please try to at least write the topic or something. Otherwise, I am continuously telling to you, and you maybe forgot everything. Please, whatever I told or whatever I just write here, please write yourself also. Huh? So actually in this type of case, suppose they ask in question that with respect to this axis, find out the second moment of inertia. So for this type of problem to solve, we have to use another theorem that is called parallel axis, sorry, parallel axis theorem. Now remember anyone parallel axis theorem I told you, perpendicular axis theorem I told you, discussed with you now? Okay. So what is the parallel axis theorem there? Please write down yourself also. Suppose parallel axis theorem, huh? Suppose any body is there, huh? Suppose any body, arbitrary body is there, and consider this, for this arbitrary body, this is your centroid. We can define it this as G. And if a axis that is called the centroidal axis, the axis which passes through the centroid. So if it is y, small y, we can write this is small x, or you can write the xc and yc also. Then if we take a small elementary area, a small rectangular elementary, then at a distance x from y axis, at a distance y from x axis, and if that body, centroid of that body, x axis, is a at a distance of b from the another parallel axis, and at a distance a from the y axis to the centroidal y axis. Okay. If it is the condition, it is a similar type of thing, right? Similar thing, na? This is your body, this is your centroidal axis, here this is your body, this is your centroidal axis, another axis is this one, here another axis is this one, right? So to how to find out the formula? The formula is, as you know na, that I of x is equal to integration of y square dA, right? When the axis is passes through centroid. So now parallel axis theorem when we apply, then ix instead of y, what we have to write? We have to write the how much y, this is y plus b total, na? So instead of y we have to write y plus b whole square dA. This formula is applicable when the centroidal, when the axis passes through the centroid na, of any body. Means if we only draw this portion, then only we can write the ix is nothing but the y square dA for this case. But if there is another axis is there, and we have to find out the moment of inertia with respect to this axis, this another axis which is not passing through the centroid, then to find out that we have to use the parallel axis theorem. So what is the parallel axis theorem? It is simply, instead of y we have to put, here you can see, here you can see y is replaced with this y and this b, so y plus b. Okay, and this is a we are talking about all the area, means this is a area moment of inertia, so that should be area integral, huh? And I of x is, if we derive this, then we can find y square dA plus 2b integration of y dA plus b square integration of dA of area integral. So you know na, this is what, this is I of x when passes through the centroid na, and plus this term actually here is 0. Why? Because x is passes through the centroid of the area. Okay, so this term is 0. Now if it is 0, so another term is b square into dA, right? So this is your along x-axis formula to find out the area moment of inertia. Is it clear? Similarly for y, similarly for y, suppose it is capital Y, I of small y g plus a square integration of dA. Up to this, anyone have any question? So these two formula you have to use to find out the area moment of inertia, if any, with respect to any reference axis, you can say. Huh? Any question? Is it clear, student? Is it clear? Anyone have any query regarding this? Please reply, at least reply. Student,
No,
is my
sir.
voice or what? Please reply. I actually could not follow. What do you say? Please say something. Up to this, is it clear? So that I can continue.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So this is the second moment of inertia when it is passes through the centroid. That is, the formula is this one only, I of x integration of dA. And when in question, if it is asked, then we have to find with respect to any arbitrary axis, then the formula is this one. So we can write, this is formula 3, this is formula 4, this is formula 1, and 2 is where it is. Okay, 2 is integration y is integration of x square dA na? That is 2. So these four formula you have to use to find out the area moment of inertia. Now another thing is there, that is polar moment of inertia. So to continue with the polar moment of inertia, actually here you can see na, here you can see this is centroidal axis. Suppose from this centroid to another origin the distance is d. Similar thing we have to do. Hmm. What we have to do, suppose this is your body and this is your centroid and this is your small elementary area at a distance x, at a distance y, and the area is dA, small elementary area. Okay, so to do the polar moment of inertia, normally when passes through the centroid, that is in denoted as j, is nothing but if this distance here it is r, so r square dA, it is also area integral, huh? So instead of r, what we can write, we can write r is nothing but x square plus y square, right? So x square dA plus y square dA. And what is this? This is I of y and this is I of x, right? So I of x plus I of y is the polar moment of inertia. I of x means this is passes through when the centroid, means when any axis passes through the centroid. In that condition, whatever the moment of inertia with respect to x and with respect to y, their summation is the polar moment of inertia. Is it clear? So this is called the polar moment of inertia, or we can say this is the perpendicular axis theorem. This actually called perpendicular axis theorem. So it is clear. So one is polar moment of inertia or perpendicular axis theorem. One is parallel axis theorem. These all are the area moment of inertia. Another is the centroid. So in the previous lecture, right? In the previous class. Now, okay. So the unit for this area moment of inertia is integration of y square dA, as it is the formula. So the unit should be length to the power 4, right? That is the unit, right? Y square, this is the length, this is another length square, so it is m to the power 4, means any length, maybe meter, maybe millimeter, maybe centimeter, e to the power 4, that is the unit, right? Now come another topic, that is the, I told you now, one is area moment of inertia, which I have already discussed. Another one is the mass moment of inertia. Mass moment of inertia, right? So what is the mass moment of inertia? Anyone have any idea what is mass moment of inertia? I already told na, that is the resistance in bending, that is denoted by the area moment of inertia. Similarly here, mass moment of inertia, why we use there? To resist from rotation. Okay, rotation of any mass, to resist, means a body, what should be the shape, so that it can resist any rotation. That is the, we can define this thing in terms of mass moment of inertia. Okay, so mass moment of inertia, suppose a body and take a distance in arbitrary axis. Suppose the AA axis and your body is this one, and take a small masses. Suppose this is del m1, this is del m2, this is del m3. Three different at three different distance take three different masses. So what happen actually, if it is a rigid body, we consider that the total mass is a combination of small masses. So I is denoted as integration of del I is r square del m, and r is, this is r1, this is consider r2, this is r3. So in such a manner, this is the r. So r square del m. Okay. So how it is actually come? It is actually come. Suppose this is a small masses which can rotate freely about this axis a dash, and if r is the perpendicular distance between these axis and the mass del m. Suppose for del m, means first one del m1, the distance is perpendicular distance is r1. For del m2 it is r2. For del m3 it is r3. Write that. Okay. So the first moment is what? First moment is how we can define the moment. R cross here, moment, mass moment actually. So r cross m, or we can say simple r into del m, because this is a del m. So this is r del m. Now the second moment means again moment with respect to the distance. So r, so r dot m, so it will come as a r square into del m. So in such a manner it will come I is the or mass I of m r square del m. Up to this, is it clear? So this is the mass moment of inertia when the axis passes through the centroid. Okay. Up to this, is it clear? Please reply. This is for any 2D body. Suppose now there have another body, that is another axis is there, for example. So suppose uh, suppose a 3D figure, any 3D figure we can define by the three axis na? This is x, this is z, this is y. Suppose a mass of dm at a distance r, okay, at a distance r from the y-axis, which is nothing but at a distance del x, means we can just resolute the r, x, and at a distance, sorry, this should be z, at a distance x, and this should be your at a distance of y. Is it clear? Suppose for any 3D body, this is your centroid, and these are the along from x-axis, means from z-axis the distance is x, from x-axis the distance is z, and from y-axis this distance is denoted as r. This is r, huh? So if it is like that, so what should be the mass moment of inertia along x when we consider x? When we consider x, it is nothing but y square plus z square into dm. As I told you na, that I for moment is nothing but r square del m, right? So r means here what? Here r means I of x when we consider I of x. So when we consider x means r is y square and z square. When we consider y, then that should be x square plus z square dm, and similarly for z, nothing but the x square plus y square dm. This is called the moment of inertia, mass moment of inertia. Okay, up to this, any question, anyone? Please try to understand very minutely, because to by today or next day, if we start question means numerical problem, then you may face some problem in there if you are not clear your concept. Up to this, is it clear?
Sir, once explain again, sir, this one.
This one. Okay, see, in case of 2D figure na, in this one, this is your 2D figure, and if their axis is there, and here you can see this is a body which we consider as a rigid body, but though physically there is a no body is a rigid, but we consider for mathematical model that this is a rigid body. And if this we have take a very small segment of mass, that is dm or del m you can say, and if it is a distance of r1, then second moment it means first moment is mass, moment of mass means the distance and the mass, so r into m, and the second moment means again multiplied with the distance, so that is the r square dm. What is the physical significance now? The body means what should be the value of I, so that we can easily understand whether that body is resistance in rotation or not. Hmm, that we can easily define. But in case of 3D na, this is 2D, but in case of 3D there is another axis is there. So as this another axis, that is a z axis here, x y and z, right? So as if you take within this body, these are 3D figure, if you take within this body a mass dm at a distance r from y axis, and that r is nothing but, if we resolute that, it is x and y, and at which distance, this y distance na. So you all know that I of x, normally what we have written, I of x is equal to integration of y square dn for 2D. But for 3D, what we have to write? The y as well as, because this is the polar, this is r is the polar term. So what that means? That means instead of y, we have to do the two summation of two component, na? As this is a 3D. So if we put instead of y means here it is r actually. So we have to resolute that in a two component. So one component is when we consider at x, one component, another two component is y and z. So that's why y square and z square. It means it is nothing but this portion and this portion. So this plane we have considered now. When we find out the second moment with respect to x-axis. Now, with respect to y-axis, how we can define that? This is your y-axis. So, this area we have considered, this portion. So, that's why you can see here, this is x and this is z. So, this is x and this is z, right? And when consider x for x-axis, this is z and this is y. So, see, this is z and this is y. When we consider along z, so we have to take this, na? We have to take actually this portion. Is it clear? This area. So this should be then x and this should be your y. So that's why this is your x and this is your y. Three different plane. Now it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is the condition when the centroid means any axis passes through the centroid, right? Now, sorry, one term is there, not centroid. In this case, we can write this is the center of gravity. It is, I think, more suitable. Now, similar to the parallel axis theorem, na, here also we can apply the parallel axis theorem for mass moment of inertia. Okay, this is similar thing we can apply. See, manner in the previous one. Suppose this is your body, this is considered as a G. This is, you can take for example small x, y, and you have to find out with respect to any reference axis, huh? Any reference axis. Then suppose this is the 3D, na? Actually for mass, actually this is a 3D body that should be, huh? Means practically if it is feasible, na? Means any 3D, any object which is a 3D, that only have the mass. So this is small z, this is capital Z, and this is capital. This axis which I denoted here, capital X, capital Y, capital Z, this is small x, small y, small z, huh? And here your mass, similar to the area, huh? Similar. So as I of x, here now I have just written, na, I of x is y square plus z square dm, right? When the axis is at centroid. In that case, what is the I of x? Now, if with respect to any arbitrary axis we have to find, and if their distance is given, for example, how much we can say? For example, we can say, okay, this is y bar, you can take. Consider this is x bar. Consider this is z bar. Z bar, how we can define? Uh, in 2D, na, here actually this distance you can easily understand. This distance you can easily understand. Please try to understand this distance. Actually, along z, na, also have certain distances there. We can show in such a manner. I can show in such a manner this one. Okay, this is your z. It means if we just extend this point, now this, consider this small o, or we can consider small o dash. So if you just extend your, this will be your axis, means this o portion will become here. If we just put your axis in the downward and keep it here, then this one. So that distance, this is o point o, and this is your o dash. So this is the distance between o and o dash, huh? So if it is like that, then what we have to do, we have to simply put, instead of y, put small y plus y bar, means same thing, y bar this distance, and this is your y, this is your x, huh? So same thing, instead of y, put y dash square plus, instead of z, what we have to put? Instead of z, what you have to put? Similarly, small z plus z bar square. This is your small z, this distance is along this. As this is a 3D body, na, so this is x, this is y, and this is z. So x, y, instead of y, you can put y plus y bar, x plus x bar, and in case of z, put z plus z bar. This is small z plus z bar. So integration of dm. It is clear? Similar to the area moment of inertia, parallel axis theorem. Here also parallel axis theorem for mass moment of inertia. Same thing. Only instead of area integral, na, there area moment of inertia, we have to do mass moment of inertia. Mass integral is there. So up to this, is it clear? Please reply, student.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So this is actually okay. If we solve this, then what is the formula for that? We have to solve, na? I of x is nothing but, if we solve, please solve it, integration of y square dm plus integration of 2y bar dm plus integration of y bar square dm. Similarly, this thing also, na? Z square dm plus 2z z bar dm plus integration of z bar square dm. Now, these term summation, these are the summation. So these total term is what? This is I of x, means when it is passes through the centroid, na? I of xg we can write. Clear? In case of mass, means if the any body which have mass, and if the axis passes through the center of gravity of that mass, then the second moment of inertia is this one, na? I of x, y square dm, yeah, this one. Same thing, na? These two. And another thing is there, that is, this is integration of dm, this is integration of dm. So summation of these two is what? Integration of dm is nothing but m and y bar square plus z bar square, simply from these two. And as the centroid, it is passing from centroid, then this y integration of y dm first moment, integration of z dm first moment, that should be 0. So what is the final answer then? Final answer is integration of I x of g is I of x. This is your final formula. This is your formula. When any means when we have to find out mass moment of inertia with respect to any arbitrary or reference axis, then the area moment of inertia is this, and this is when the axis passes through the centroid, then only we have to find out I of x of g. Clear? Up to this, is it clear? Two things, na? One is axis passes through the centroid, one is axis is a reference, means with respect to any reference axis we have to find the moment of inertia. Maybe that is area moment of inertia, maybe that is mass moment of inertia. Up to this, is it clear? Or we have to discuss more? These all actually all are the conceptual theory based on we have to do the numerical problem. So please tell me, up to this, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that I can continue. But today I think the time is over, 12:30. So okay, next day we shall start the numerical problem. Okay. So now it is okay. Don't tell me that, sir, we don't know or something. I already by written everything. I already discussed everything with you. Na? And I think it is also recorded actually. So no problem. Okay. So I stop my lecture here. Huh?